Hi Capricorn, I'm Anisha. To know more about my work, you may visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com. For those of you who are seeking deeper clarity, be it in your love lives or your career, for a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. Capricornians, there are three things that cannot be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And this is one of my favorite quotes by the enlightened Buddha. And this is something that comes to my mind as we're opening up the month. We have a full moon that is there on the 3rd, and this is there in your house of finances. This is the house of your earned income. This is also the house of self-worth. Now, whenever we have a full moon in this house, it brings up your feelings regarding money, regarding property, family, and the assets. And it's also a time wherein that you could be reassessing your income. It could also be a time where you could be sort of making a future plan as to whether you need to be disinvesting some of your investments. This is also a time wherein that you could purchase an item, something that you've been planning for a long time. Now, lunar eclipses or full moons are normally quite a emotional time because something is coming to an end, something is coming to fruition, and we are sort of saying goodbye and hello at the same time. You could be closing a project, and you could be opening, you could be looking forward to another project as well. And I think for a lot of you Capricornians, your sense of self-worth, because you're a sign that in any case is very closely related with money, with finances, you could be quite concerned about as to your own ability to earn more money. You could be looking at more avenues as to how it is that you can generate money. But Capricornians, you also tend to worry a bit too much about things that you should have to. And I think there could be a sense of maybe almost melancholy during this time as far as finances are concerned. You could be feeling nostalgic, you could be feeling, you could just generally be, I think, feeling a little low as far as your self-worth is there. And I think for some of you, you could just be feeling that, that in order to prove yourself, you need to be earning money, which is not true most of the time. And for some of you, you could be finishing paying off a loan, a debt to the bank during this time, so that's good news for you. On the 5th, we have Mercury that comes and joins Sun in the house of joint finances, resources. This is the house of sexual intimacy and also where power plays happen. And we also have a new moon on the 18th in this house. Now, the focus is going to be on transformation. This house also is very big on transformation. So a lot of you are going to be focusing on, you're not going to be happy or satisfied by the way that things are. You're just not willing to now sort of turn your head and say, it's okay, let it be. You want to change things. You want to bring about that change. And this could be some aspect of your life. It can be your personality, or it could be a physical aspect as well. And you could be spending a lot of time reflecting on it, as to what is it that needs to get changed within you. What is it that you can bring about a transformation in you so that there's lesser of a power struggle as far as finances are concerned. And don't be surprised, because if your emotions sort of tend to be a little extreme, or they tend to sway a lot during this time, because full moon makes us really emotional. It can make our feelings sort of, it can almost be overwhelming. And use this time to get therapy, Capricornians. If there's been certain psychological issues that you've been battling with or have got pointed out to you, I think it's a great time if you seek an expert, and if you take a perspective on exactly how you should be handling things. And with Mercury as well being in this house, you're not going to be accepting things at face value. You know, there are going to be a lot of questions that you're going to be asking. You're not going to be very forgiving as well during this time. There are going to be a lot of hows and whys. You will seek all the assurance, and rightly so, as to why it is that you should accept certain things the way that they are. Also, a lot of you are not going to put up with any superficiality during this time. You know, you are, even though you may not have much to say, or you may not have much power to say or change things, but you are quite clear that people need to be authentic and genuine with you. So I think that is, maybe earlier you've put up with it, but this month on there is really sort of the gloves are off. Now, new moon over here, it's a great time to be paying off any debt that you may have to, or it could just be a line of credit or something, you know, that you've been thinking about for a long time in investing, and you haven't gone ahead and invested. It's a good time to be doing that as well. You could also be looking beneath the surface, and you know, as far as where you and your partner are concerned, and seeing as to, you know, how deep the relationship is, and you would be seeking a lot of answers as well, as far as your intimacy is concerned with your partner. On the 8th, we have Venus that moves into your house of relationships, and Venus being over here in this house of relationships and partnerships is going to make you feel that you want to sort of be committed with someone. Maybe you feel that, you know, it's a time to be taking your relationship to another level, and you need to be making a public announcement, or you need to be committing. You also want sort of, I think there is this sense of, you know, that you don't want to be dealing with somebody who's endlessly not committing, you know, is serious but then won't commit. So, you know, you are you want that to be done. There's going to be, with this planetary phase, there's going to be this sense of that, you know, I want to move things to another level. On the 20th, we have Mercury that moves into your house of career, your reputation, how it is that the world perceives you. And then on the 3rd, we have Sun that moves over here. Your entire focus is going to be expanding your world, Capricornians. You're going to be, you're going to want experiences which will open up your worldview, your thought process, and you will be very flexible to learning. In fact, it's a great time for you to be picking up a new language, to do a long distance course. And I think with the restrictive, whether it is the travel or the isolation or the virtual way that we are living due to the challenging pandemic times, there's enough opportunity for you to be exploring, doing an interesting course during this time. You could also be dealing or interacting with people who are from different countries and cultures and ethnicities, and you could be sharing your work cultures, your beliefs. So it's going to be quite an interesting time for you. And Mercury is going to, of course, make you very articulate. There are going to be a lot of conversations, a lot of stories to share. And Mars is going to be there in your house of home for the next 6 months, which is very interesting because Mars normally transits in for a very short while, for about 4 to 6 weeks. And this time Mars is there for about 6 months. And Mars is there in your house, which is the place where you live, which you share with others. It's your home, and it also is your mother, and it's a house of Cancer. So for some of you, it could be that, with Mars being over there, try and sort of, you could find that your parent is being very restless or aggressive or even argumentative, and you could just be having to manage your parent quite a bit. And I think for some of you, you could look at buying or selling a house. Maybe you have a property and you are, just thinking that, it doesn't make much sense to be, holding on to it, and you may just get a good price for it. You are also going to be renovating or looking at making your house more comfortable during this time, Capricornians. I think for some of you, you may have just finished Maybe there could be just some part of renovation that could have got finished for you, maybe just before the pandemic began. And for some of you, you could be doing little, renovations around the house, maybe a little bit of fixing some plumbing that could be happening over there. Try and sort of be more subjective when you are exploring emotional issues during this time, Capricornians, and you could have a hard time seeing things outside your perspective, so stay flexible. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Capricornians. I know that I have not been as regular as I should be. Hopefully from next month you'll see more of me. Keep sharing my work. It makes me happy. It allows me to create more content for you. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.